Hoes and gentle hoes and sluts of all ages. How's it going? So we're in it. We are talking today about Gigantic. It came out and they basically did I guess a remaster with a bunch of the added content after the game originally released. And by the way, I played this game when it first originally came out. That was a long time ago now. Back when I was a little zygote or whatever you call them. And I played it like a hoe bag and I enjoyed it. It was a fun game. I really loved it for the time that I played it. I picked it up recently. I have to say this. Oh, sorry. By the way, before I forget, well, actually, never mind. Never mind that. It doesn't matter. So anyways, I have to say this, picking up the game again. I think that the art style is kind of ugly, but it's okay outside of that. But I really don't like the way that a lot of the characters look. The art style is largely fine. You see a lot of games during this time, by the way, we're doing this art style, like Battleborn and whatnot. There was a lot of games just doing this. There's also animated films that look like this. It feels kind of like The Emperor's New Groove in a weird way, but also something else. It's like Guacamelee. That's a much closer expression of this art style. But anyways, there's a bunch of ugly characters in this game. But regardless, do I remember this game being as fun as I originally picked it up? And the answer is yeah. I actually really liked this game. It was picking it up again. There's things that were really frustrating, and I'm going to share some of that. I think I might uninstall the game, but I really do enjoy the game. And I remember it being largely as fun as I had originally thought it was when I played it. There's a reason why I played a lot of this game when it initially came out. Now, it had many less characters than it does now. And it doesn't have a lot of characters right now, but it was only I think 6 or 7 characters, and now it's 13 or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, and you can tell this game had a lot of content that they were planning, but then they had to shut down the studio, I guess, so they couldn't finish the game. But regardless, they brought it back. Now, here's the issue with this game, and this is why I want to uninstall it. The servers are terrible. Literally, if you play a match, it will glitch out the next couple of matches that you're trying to play, where the matchmaker indefinitely tries to find people, and it won't find people. So multiple times when I was trying to play this game, you can see in this recording if I started jumping around, and you'll see it when I upload the video, but many times over, I'm literally sitting here trying to get into a match, and I'm spending 20 minutes, stopping the search, recontinuing it over and over, and it just will not find me a match. And especially if you try to play Clash, you will not find players. It's like you can only play rush mode if you want to find players. Now, you could try to find players if you play Clash. It's just going to be very difficult. It's going to take, sometimes it'll take a minute or 2 minutes. Other times it'll take 20, or it just takes forever. I don't know what's going on. It's really bad. The game will randomly shut off your crossplay. So you always have to check if crossplay is turned on when you're looking for a match, because it randomly turns it off. Don't know why. It's just really frustrating. The matchmaking experience is an absolute pain. It just makes it torturous to go through. Regardless, though, outside of that, the gameplay's fun. The characters are good. There's a lot of build diversity, actually. There's alterations that you can make on all these different abilities that the characters have. Not too many alterations, but there's enough to have experimentation. You can have tanky versions of a character. You can have close range, long range versions of a character, right? So you can do a shotgun variant or a sniper variant on different abilities, right? One character has a shotgun. You can do scatter shot, or you can do slug shot. So basically turns it into, air quotes, a sniper rifle. It's cool. Not really a sniper, but you get what I mean. So it's cool. I enjoyed it, and just the variations on the characters, the things that you can do with them, damage version, healer version, the whole thing. So really fun. Honestly, my preference is not Rush, but I really enjoy playing Clash. It's a fun game mode. Just the most strategy involved with all of it. You get to spawn in your own summons. It's not spawned in for you. So you get to select, right? You can do teleporter demon, who spawns a teleporter for you and the team. You can summon him on a lot of these summon locations. You can do a Drake. You can do a healing plant. You can do a hound that reveals enemies around you. You can do all kinds of things, and it's a lot of fun. I really enjoy it. There's a Cyclops that can build a wall. So it's just fun. In Rush, you can't actually spawn any of your own creatures as summons on these little nodes. So, and you can also do an ancient obelisk, which allows you to build nodes on your enemy's nodes. That's also nice. So it restricts them from being able to take the power node whenever it charges up. So it's a fun game. I remember it as fun as it was. Some frustrations, but it's good overall. The game doesn't feel terribly imbalanced. Tanky characters, they feel tanky. Damage characters, they feel like they do damage. And healers, they feel like they heal. Now, there's characters that heal themselves as they attack, and that can feel pretty overpowered. Certain characters, and really, the characters that can heal themselves as they attack, a lot of people love to play them. And so those end up being some of the more popular characters to play. But overall, most of the characters are pretty viable, pretty fun. And there's another thing that pissed me off with this game. This game's really buggy. And there's a bunch of bugs. It's not just the matchmaking, but like I would select a certain loadout on certain characters. And by the way, some loadouts make characters less or more fun. And there's Vodin, who's a longbow healer. And he's a lot more fun with this one build, the healing build that you can use on him rather than his longbow build. And recently, when I was trying to select it, it would deselect it and just go for the bowman build when I selected the healer build. So then I had to play with the build I don't enjoy playing the character with. And it's like, oh, come on, man. And then I made my own build, and I tried to select my own build, and then still deselected and picked the build I don't like. So, you know, that's really frustrating. You're going to be playing variants of a character that you don't want to play and that you don't enjoy because the game, for whatever reason, sometimes, it's not always, but sometimes it will glitch out, and maybe consistently, picking a different build than what you want to play as. So really frustrating. Dude, it takes so long to get into a match. And then when you finally get into a match, and then you select your build and it doesn't give you the build that you want to play as, you just spent, let's just say 20 to 30 minutes trying to get into a lobby, playing a build you don't want to play before you have to spend another 30 minutes getting into a lobby. And this is why I'm really looking into, if this does not improve, because I'm going to actually play the game a little bit more sometime soon. The next time I pick up this game, if my time feels like it's being wasted like this, I am going to uninstall. And that's the problem here. I enjoy this game. I love this game, actually. This is the reason why I loved it when I originally played it, and now coming back, I really enjoy it now again. And it is unfortunate it doesn't get any continued support, but whatever. Really loved the game. It was fun, and this is the reason why I enjoyed it. But yeah, right here, I'm spawning in my Cerberus, which reveals enemies around you. Anyway, but yeah, that's the reason I'm going to be uninstalling this game. If it doesn't improve from here on out, yeah, I'm done. I'm just not going to be playing it. This game's fun, you know? It's whether or not the matchmaker works, or whether or not the game itself works, or the loadouts work. And it's so frustrating because when you're spending so much time just waiting for a match to start, just enough. You know, if you're doing other things, then maybe it won't bother you. But of course, you should have other things that you're doing with your time. You know, for me, it's I sit down to play a game, and if my time's being wasted, it's like, dude, I have too much I'm doing to waste that kind of time. Even though I could find other things to double task with, it's just not worth it to be waiting around and battling a matchmaker, you know? So anyways, I don't enjoy that. Now, again, there are variations to some of these summons. I appreciate that about the game. Again, I think that there's a lot of cool diversity on the characters and their builds, or, you know, their move sets or their abilities. A lot of the characters feel unique from one another for the most part. Some of them are very similar with variations, of course. But anyways, man, it was a fun game to pick up again and get into. This just reminds me of what games used to be. They used to be fun, you know. Recently, there's so many games that have come out and they're just not fun. And then all the characters are ugly and there's so many problems. And it's just like, come on, man. Like, it's so weird because, by the way, this is one of those games that was proto-woke because the women are ugly in this game. And none of the women are sexualized. So you're like, what the frick is going on here? The women are not attractive. And I remember being upset about that when the game initially came out, but I was like, whatever, it's still a fun game. But of course, like, come on, just make everyone looks ugly in this game. Just make the women bombshells. I need to beat off. Love of God. So anyways, give me some double D's and triple G breasts. I'm freaking fed up. But, you know, regardless of how unattractive the women are in this game, I still appreciated this game for how I played it. It's kind of funny because it's like this game reminds me, right? It's like the same story kind of plays out for a game like Predecessor, which was, by the way, another proto-woke game, because we were making a lot of female characters unattractive or just less attractive than women used to be. Like, dude, when you play games before the 2015 era, or before 2016, but, you know, also proto-woke was happening around the midpoint of Obama's second term. So once we were in 2011, 2012, really you start seeing it around 2012, 2013. That's where you see the proto-woke games like Overwatch, where Overwatch still had pretty faces on the women, but they didn't have huge breasts and they didn't have cleavage or any revealing skin. So, you know, we used to get so many characters in so many games. Like, dude, there's a bunch of aloof games that you don't remember anymore, but there was like Jak and Daxter. There was Red Faction, Gorilla, or whatever the frick. I mean, there's so many, or no, there was another Red Faction game. There's a bunch of games that had sexy women. It was everywhere you went in the gaming industry, just sexy female character here. Oh, Resident Evil 6. Holy crap, bro. We had freaking, Helena, and we had, Helena and Deborah, sexy white women. We had Ada Wong. We literally have very close to nudity scenes with these characters because they're like in this goop, and oh my gosh, it was so good. Gaming used to just have sexy women everywhere. Thin, normal, BMI, sexy women with amazing breasts, and then just excuses for them to either be in form-fitting outfits and whatever else. Just women being sexy in games. It used to be everywhere. And it's when we get into these games, Battleborn, Overwatch, Gigantic, you go down the list, that's where we start getting ugly, disgusting women. Women who are not sexualized. Now today, right now, we're getting Stellar Blade. We're getting games like Disorder. Now we're getting games like Marvel Rivals that does have sexy women. But you have no idea. I mean, we went from Bayonetta to just games with no attractive women. It's like, what the frick? So this is one of those games. Now, this is what's interesting is that as we were transitioning into a feminist woke era of gaming, and right now we might be turning that around. I don't know yet, but regardless, as we were transitioning into it, we still had fun games, but these games no longer had attractive women, and that was the trade-off, and that was what was so upsetting, is that you play games like this and like Predecessors, which used to be Paragon, and the women were just not attractive, but the game was largely fun. So you had that kind of trade-off, and as frustrating as it is, that's just what Proto-Woke was. Fun games, but no attractive women. So anyways, I'm glad that a lot of sexy women are being brought back into games right now. I'm hoping that continues. We'll see about that. We have no idea. But I mean, that's the reason why the gaming industry exists. Fun games, masculine dudes who are buff and whatever else, and sexy women. And don't even get me started. The leftists love to act like when people are attractive or people are in a good health and good shape, they love to act like it's like, oh, that's a fantasy. And it's like, no, you're a loser. Screw yourself. So anyways, that's the end of it. Again, there's obviously characters in this game that are stronger and weaker than others. This game had very little content on launch. Now the game has like serviceable content. There's enough content in this game that it doesn't feel like it's lacking content, but it's like, it's barely there, dude. Because they basically, what happened is they added more content after I played it initially. It took them forever though to add the extra content. I mean, I quit the game before they added extra content, so take that for what it is. But you know, this game feels like it has bare minimum content now. Of course, I don't think they're going to add any new content moving forward, but you know, if you want to pick up this game and have some fun, it's a fun game. Definitely pick it up. It's a good multiplayer experience. Now, again, the matchmaking, it's not going to be fun. So it's on Game Pass right now. I would tell you, pick up Game Pass, pick it up and play it a little bit. see if you enjoy it. But again, bro, the matchmaker, do not waste your time on it. If you're not getting good matchmaking times for whatever reason, just quit the game. Honestly, just pick up something that doesn't waste your time. They should fix it. I don't know what the frick the problem is. By the way, right here, I cannot do damage to the Guardian from this range, but it's so hilarious because the enemy team thought I was doing damage, so they literally focused me out and they stopped defending the Guardian. Hilarious how I baited them. Such a funny moment. Actually, I mentioned it here. I could unmute myself, but take him down. Oh, yeah. I make a joke about it too. I was thinking, like, does it really matter? I make a joke about this, so it's worth it. So it's funny. This is a funny moment when I was playing the game. Oh, bro, we're clapping cheeks. Let's go. So right here, I tried to damage it. Can I fire from here? Yeah, please. I don't think it's working. It's out of range. But it baited though. They literally thought I could do damage from there. Take him down. He's a high priority target. He's literally sniping the Guardian. I dream of sniping the Guardian. Sadly, I can't. Take him down, Mr. President. No, actually, because it's the Guardian. It's get down, Mr. President. There's a sniper. It's like I can't hit him from here. Take him down. Oh my gosh, that was a funny moment. But anyways, so fun game, I guess, for whatever it's worth, and it was a good time. Oh, let me mute myself. Take him down. Yes. So anyways, it's a fun game. Definitely check it out if you're looking for a good multiplayer game. They've been bringing back a lot of games like Predecessor and Gigantic lately, and I do wonder if they're going to bring back Battleborn. That game was the best of them all, man. I mean, that was like legitimate competition to Overwatch, and I think it's the better game. I loved playing Battleborn. I played that game for so long. It was a mixture of a first-person shooter with... And they shut down the servers, by the way. So again, I'm hoping they bring it back because I would play the game. I wish they would just bring back the game and actually give it new content and make the game have sexy women, love of God, proto-woke game again, whatever though. Love Battleborn though. It's a first-person shooter that was a MOBA, a mixture of the two. Really fun. So you have waves of minions. You shoot them, you kill them, you get gold, you upgrade your character. A really fun game. I miss Battleborn so much, but yeah, that was a good game. That was good. So I'm hoping they bring it back. We'll see if they ever bother doing that. But right now they're bringing back these other games. So it's only a matter of time, I think, until they bring back Battleborn. And that's what tells to you, by the way, that the gaming industry is not doing well right now, is the fact that we're bringing back games from before games went woke. The fact that we're now bringing these games back just shows to you how bad gaming's gotten. It's like, you're telling me there's no other... Like, why were these games so much more fun than games coming out right now? Why is that? Again, Marvel Rivals is good. It's a good game. But, like, we don't have games like this anymore. And what the frick is that about? You know? And the games that are coming out, they're not good. So, what the frick? Anyways, man. So that's the end here. Check out the game if you want. And do not forget, pick up my books if you're done with wokeness in our storytelling and in our media. Pick up my books. I made them for you guys so that we could finally have the solution. Anyways, on to the next one.